What is going on, Miami Dolphins fans? Welcome to the Fins Up Network. It's Ben Morgan, and we've got a lot to get to today as we continue to preview Week 17 Dolphins Patriots top keys to victory in today's video. But as always with these videos, I want to hear from you. Drop your top keys to victory in the comments. Want to hear how you're feeling about this game. And real quick, before we get started as well, this week going to be taking viewer questions for Saturday mornings final preview and prediction video as well. So if you've got any questions you'd like addressed on that video, you know the drill. Go ahead and drop them below in the comments. Going to get to as many of those as possible. But like I said, a lot to get to today. So let's jump right into it. Number one, get the ball out quick. Feels obvious, but I watched a good portion of last week's Bengals-Patriots game. And when the Bengals offense was clicking, when it was at its best, that first half lead when they were up 22-0, Joe Burrow was making quick decisions. He was getting the ball out of his hands. And most importantly, he was neutralizing that New England Patriots pass rush. Look at these guys. If you've done any homework on the Patriots, you already know this. Matthew Judon, one of my favorite edge rushers, that's not a Miami Dolphins player, career best or on the track to be 15.5 sacks this year. John Uche, a guy I loved coming out of the draft, 11.5 sacks this year. Dietrich Weiss, 6.5 sacks this year. This team can straight up get to the quarterback. And we already know with our offense, we're taking some drastic measures already to properly protect our quarterback. But if you look at that game, Joe Burrow threw the ball 52 times. They used a lot of these short passes essentially as the extension of the run game. We see it on a weekly basis. A lot of teams do it this way. But because what do the Patriots have as well? Like I said, if you've done homework on the Patriots, you know they got a good run defense as well. 9th best in the league in regards to rushing yards allowed per game. And if you want to compare that to something, they're damn close to what we are. And our stats are a little bit flawed in the run game because we've had some quarterbacks have their way with our defense in regards to rushing the ball. But in regards to simply stopping running backs, we're pretty damn good. And the Patriots are right there with us. So now you know the news. Tua's not playing. Teddy's the guy. And we know that Tua, there's loads of proof out there that Tua is much better at getting the ball out quickly and maneuvering a pocket compared to Teddy Bridgewater, making quick decisions with the ball. Tua's our guy for that. So we're playing a little bit from the 8 ball in that perspective as well. But, man, we've got to give Teddy Bridgewater opportunities for quick completions, easy completions, and then when the timing is right, you catch the defense, hopefully when they bring that extra safety into the box or when they're trying to jump one of those quick ins or out routes. Now you got to keep in mind as well, wrapping up this point, Teddy Bridgewater was sacked 5 times against the Minnesota Vikings earlier this year in a game that he didn't even start in. So getting the ball out quick and then taking the advantage of the opportunity when it's there, going to be key. Now let's talk about number 2 here because this kind of blends in with number 1 a little bit. It's exploit the secondary, but also keeping tabs on Marcus Jones. Now, like I said, this one is a little bit twofold because Marcus Jones is in, it's the double word of the day, concussion protocol, word of the week. He is still in concussion protocol as of me recording this video on Thursday. So let's keep that in mind. This might not age well, but I want to talk about him. But let's start why I think exploiting that secondary is going to be huge. Because look at these names. Jalen Mills, Jack Jones, Marcus Jones, all questionable from the New England Patriots secondary. Now, I know it's broken record stuff. We all want more from the ground game. We don't want run calls abandoned at any point in the game. I have my own kind of take on that, but I'm going to save that for another day because I want to keep this video in relative length for everybody here. But, man, if you have that banged up of a secondary, Teddy Bridgewater isn't just some guy we signed last week. He's not some practice squad quarterback. He is a veteran quarterback that has been around. He's seen a lot of stuff. He can take advantage of these backups in the secondary. Because now if these Patriots cornerbacks can't go, Jonathan Jones, Miles Bryant, Sean Wade, and Tay Hayes are the New England Patriots options right now in the secondary. Wade has played 18 snaps this season, 29 in his entire career. Tay Hayes, that name may sound familiar. He did play for the Miami Dolphins in years past, signed from the practice squad this week. So yes, Run game and balance is huge. It's important. And yes, we all want that ground game to take off. We want to get Mostert going. We want to get Jeff Wilson going, especially when our starting quarterback is out. I wouldn't argue with anyone there. But building off of my first key, you can't simply ignore another team's potential weakness when there's that many injuries to it. But let me talk specifically about Marcus Jones for a second. Last week, he led the team in tackles with 14. He recovered a fumble. He returned an interception 69 yards for a touchdown. He recorded 76 yards in the return game, and he had a 15-yard reception on offense. Now, with last week's pick six, he became the first NFL player in the Super Bowl era to score a touchdown on offense, defense, and special teams in the same season, and all huge plays. All of those scores came from 40-plus yards out. Now, if you look at him defensively at cornerback, he can do it all. He can play on the boundary. He can play the slot cornerback. He's got an offensive package. They talked a little bit about trying to increase that, but as of now, it's just kind of like a simple package. But when he's out there, he instantly becomes the most explosive, biggest play, fastest wide receiver that this team would have. And if you think back to that game that they scored, it was 10-3 win over the Jets earlier this week. He scored their only touchdown on a punt return touchdown, game winner in the final seconds of that game. So while no, he doesn't play a huge role on their offense as this guy that you're going to scheme against throughout the entire game, this is the type of game where one play could make a huge difference. I'm going to talk about that in my final key. So keeping tabs on Jones on offense, defense, special teams, whatever it is, could very well be key if he's good enough to go. Like I said, got to throw that qualifier in there. Well, let me finish up with my last one here. And speaking of finishing, be prepared to finish in the fourth quarter. There you go. So we all know we're on a 4-game winning streak against the Patriots, but they have all been damn close games. 20-7 win week 1 earlier this year. That was the biggest win margin of all the games in this streak, but even that one felt closer than what it was. Week 1 of 2021, we won that game by a point, 17-16. Week 18 of that year, we won 33-24. But if you remember, Sam Eguavoen got a fumble recovery touchdown literally as time expired. So that made it a 2-possession game on the last play of the game. And then the first game of the win streak, week 15 in 2020, we won that game by 10, 22-12. And we made it a 2-possession game with 3 minutes left. So another close one. And actually, the last time they beat us, week 1 of 2020, that was with Ryan Fitzpatrick. We lost that game 21-11. Patriots scored with 5 minutes left to make it a 2-possession game. So if history repeats itself, and the proof is right there, it has now numerous times, this game is coming down to the wire. Now you got to factor in that both teams are fighting for their playoff lives. Mac Jones, Patriots quarterback, trying to prove that he can be the team's starting quarterback moving forward. Look at his stats this year. He has got to try to win this one. He has got to try to lead them to the playoffs as well. And now look at the Dolphins. We're trying to end this losing streak with the backup quarterback. This game is literally, in my opinion, a blueprint. It's a recipe for that last drive type of game. Whoever has the ball at the end may very well have a chance to either try to hold on to a 1-possession win or go down and kick a last-second field goal or get a last-minute touchdown. So what can I say, man? Get that blood pressure medication ready, get your booze ready, get whatever you need ready, because just buckle up. I don't think this one's going to be decided until the very end. So strap up, strap in. It's going to be a wild ride, Dolphins fans. But that is what I have for today. Like I said, let me hear your top keys to victory in the comments. If you've got any questions that you would like answered on Saturday morning's final preview and prediction video, get those submitted as well. That is what I've got for today, Dolphins fans. And until that final preview and prediction video, fins up.